Hey guys, Triforce of Doom here.
And Drake Razorfang.
Oh boy, those of you who know this game, those of you who know Danganronpa know what we're getting into. Jeff does not.
Oh god.
Let's do this.
We'll see how long it takes.
With a basic explanation of the class trial.
I mean, remember the controls.
Your votes will determine the results. If
Do you remember them
figure
well?
out who done
I'm pretty
it,
sure.
Then
Okay.
only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First,
Good idea.
to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
Bruh.
Dude!
Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
Jesus. Fucking.
But she has legs and stuff.
Some ghosts do.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
Bruh.
Hero, please.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right?
Makoto's like, I know this is on me.
Then
It's
let's
just...
compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
her face. I'm pretty sure it's her... This is my guess.
Alright.
I got it!
Okay, I was pretty sure it was gloves. Because, like,
They'll give us some
we couldn't really use the face since it was charred to bits.
Yeah.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion.
Why would you wear fake nails under gloves?
That just sounds uncomfortable as
Ghost is
fuck.
just trying to fool us all.
I can't believe we really have to deal with heroes' delusions like this. God fucking damn it. Our first non-stop debate is trying to calm Hero down.
Mm-hmm.
That Kyoko, that
Okay. So this is one of them, which is...
That has to do with the whole upper half wet thing.
Yeah.
Fake nails, tattoo on the right hand, all that.
Yeah. Okay.
there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it.
Prove the dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
I love that Kyoko white noise there. Just, I'm a ghost. Interesting.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Okay, I think I have to do... Tattoo on the right hand on number 7, because that's Hero.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah.
No, wait, fake gloves. Or fake nails.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, why would you wear them under gloves?
I'm jumping the gun.
Kyoko there is just a ghost.
I can't believe I said fake gloves. What the fuck, me?
Then she was wearing gloves before.
Well, yeah. She must have been wearing gloves.
No, that's wrong.
I made the argument and then used the wrong evidence first anyway, because I was jumping the gun.
Yeah.
No. There's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain.
Yeah.
Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails. Don't you think?
Yep.
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
Hero?
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Get fucked!
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, The gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that.
Yeah, they do look kind of custom designed with the studs and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim?
I love you can just hear Bianca's voice actor going, "What the fuck, man?"
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Sprinklers explode a body announcing tattoo on the right hand.
Well, we know what the topic is, so that'll help.
Mm-hmm.
Kyoko.
Sprinklers are about time, right? Yeah.
7:30,
Who really is still alive?
and no way to tamper with it.
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition,
True.
True.
and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
Also true.
Oh, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
About that.
If Kyoko really...
Then who does? There's gotta be some... I don't think so. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Oh, if we can't identify the body...
Oh!
Nothing else we can do, right?
Well, I have almost 16 minutes, so...
Yeah.
Kyoko really...
The time limits are almost never an issue in these games.
The face was scorched beyond recognition, and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Oh, if we can't identify the body...
I was afraid it was gonna go away.
So was I. Still glad I don't have to worry about not using it.
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real?
Hi, Ryuji.
If you're lying, you'll die a
But no, that's Morgana.
death.
I know, but it's Ryuji's catchphrase.
Oh, an unusual death. This I gotta see.
Hero, please.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
Specifically a wolf, that
Her
is.
master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Cease!
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
When, like, half the party is idiots.
The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Also, I'm just sitting now randomly remembering some fun news from like a day or two ago. Wanna know what was announced?
What?
Both Season 3 and a Megumin spin-off for Konosuba.
Mmm,
That's gonna be fun.
nice.
I still need to watch the movie at some point, though.
Yeah, that's due to other information we have the victim's identity, is it?
Come on, what's the tattoo linked to?
Ah,
Yeah. Because remember, we didn't actually get the file from the archive as evidence.
Mercenary
Yeah.
Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Oh god, we're really Hayman's gambiting this? I've gotten really good at recognizing the music tracks. Because yes, the music is based on the minigame.
yeah. Give me that W.
Case 5. Solve this 4-letter word.
Now I
And we give you 2 of them.
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Makes sense the writer would know their mythology.
And the romance writer would know this as well, so yeah.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. And that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
That was a guess on our part.
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder.
Remember, he does tell us if we got it right.
Saba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a last trial?
He didn't confirm it was the mastermind. He just confirmed that it was Mukuro.
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Her actual title is Soldier.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
And Kyoko was the one who planted that idea in our head in the first place, because she's who we heard that from.
After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
And still silent as ever.
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
I don't think she got it wrong. She purposefully made it wrong.
Who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
You're looking at the bear in the chair? Ask the mastermind.
Must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and
He's like,
foremost.
guys, moving on.
Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
And we know he means it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such a propaganda. Now then, just
Please
so
leave all
that
complaints in the complaint box.
let
Which
me state
is a paper
one more
shredder.
time for the record.
Yeah.
The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
And the problem is, we've already narrowed it down to 2 of us.
Wait, no.
Hi.
There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along.
No, I mean, fair for him to get that logic, but...
Yeah.
There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Just shutting that down right now.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who
Here-
did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Yeah.
And first off, there's only 6 of us right now anyway, so that's already a small pool.
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Me and Kyoko. Toko and the same person.
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain.
Yeah, she wasn't there.
Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The 4 of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma.
Do you really want to confess to this in front of the guy?
Well, it's not like they damaged him, they just unscrewed him.
The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the 4 of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis.
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Yep.
True.
Exactly so.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
It's not gonna work, Makoto, but go
Thinking
okay.
of raising an objection.
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
That might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at, well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Very helpful.
I mean, yeah, it is a time frame.
Say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
9.
I got it!
Alright.
The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock.
Yep.
But
He's
I'm
like,
sure
I know my story, but I know it doesn't hold
before
up.
9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Oh, shit. That was
Which
that was
means
the
from
remote.
10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi. We are very down shit creek. Or up shit.
Up shit creek.
Yeah.
without a
Phrases!
doubt. Phrases and idioms that we haven't used in years. I don't remember which Super Butterbuns video it was, but I just remember this being up there. She's like, shut it down, shut it down.
We've established a
Whatever it was.
time.
Okay.
Oh, I forget.
Distorted body analysis. Oops. And then the others were whoops. Stupid. Sprinklers and fragments in the dead body.
The fragment is a bomb, and we know the sprinklers. And reminder, we were there at the gym when they found the bomb, so that bomb was that bomb was only known about past 7:30. So things kind of line up nicely.
Between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
2 o'clock. What?
Yep. And Makoto
Oh, that's just
doesn't
people
have an
guessing
alibi for
times.
most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the
So we have to change the time frame basically here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, again, they do give you hints if you go through a whole round.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep. And Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock
Alright, because those are alibi
to
bit.
7:30.
Or maybe.
Oh. What?
Shoot!
I have actually reached the answer. I'm going to look it up so I can give better hints.
We've established a time frame
I
for the
feel
murder.
like
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
It's been a while since I played this trial fair,
And Makoto
so,
doesn't
you know.
have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So So Makoto, if you have any objections, now
Maybe
would be the time.
it is the exploded body analysis instead of the sprinklers.
You know what? That makes sense. You bring up the body's wetness and then use the sprinklers.
We've
Yeah.
established a time frame for the. It took place somewhere between 9 o'clock. Yep. And
Oh my god. Ads. Why?
7:30.
Nope. Not that either. Good thing I have a stupid amount of stuff. It makes me think that, like,
for the murder. It took
maybe
place somewhere
it's
between
something
10
that I
o'clock
have
at
to
night
grab, but there's only 2 things to
and
grab.
9 o'clock in the morning.
Hold on. Again, I'm looking up for hints.
I only have 3 minutes and some, so I'm just, let's see.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we were right on the clue the first time. Think about it. What we were trying to argue where the end of the time frame was. Yeah,
Yeah, from 10
no, it's not. Yeah, there we go.
That's more than enough time. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now
We,
would be the time.
we had our thoughts backwards, is what happened. God damn it.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock.
I mean,
Yeah.
we were trying to argue with Byakuya as well instead of Pina. But...
Yeah, we were being dumb. We were being dumb.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
I actually feel like this argument is going to be overturned later thanks to the tarp, but...
Well, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Again, we gotta go through the steps. It's like Ace Attorney.
The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Phrasing, please.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet?
Fucking Christ!
Such decent words!
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
Makoto's just like, what the fuck are you saying? With that face.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
Getting there.
I was about to explain it until you interrupted. Oh my god.
Wait, what? Oh my god.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing.
Nice.
I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything!
That was a good combo.
How can you say it wasn't the...
This should prove it.
I clicked L1 to make sure that that wasn't... That
Yep.
was the only one.
Makes sense. I think that's more a
Just
problem
remember
in the
what
higher
body was
difficulty.
like after
Yeah.
the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers.
I mean, she wouldn't remember because she was on her ass, like, halfway across the room, because she got blown up.
The bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? Oh, maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Same.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because
That's where we splashed the fire.
while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers...
Thank you. Fucking Christ, Toko.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning.
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
You know he means it well.
The only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Oh boy.
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why
Not
I can't let that
helpful.
happen.
So help us.
Well, she was explaining her motive there.
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko,
Oh,
you
that
actually
worked.
did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is
Time for PvP!
the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Yep.
Interesting.
Remember what you were saying earlier?
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting
The
wet.
other side was completely dry. "7 minutes to find the tarp."
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Fuck!
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
The fact that the underside of the tarp was completely clean and completely dry.
And this was like, I gotta survive, damn it!
Current objective: survive. Body before the explosion. Exploded body analysis. Fragmentation of the body. Okay, I think I know which one of these.
By cover?
Just to be sure. This one. Mask covering head, white jacket, knife, head, not touching, no blood stains running in the body. It's nothing, but it's still wet. There's no evidence, no blood around the body. Around the body. I can read.
Covering the body with the tarp. The killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
What?
But the underside of the tarp,
Oh.
it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
About that.
That's the problem.
No, that's wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If
But
they
there's still
had,
the-
they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that,
Hero's like, I do not think things through.
the blood you saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage.
Wow.
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
Pretty sure there are like blood bags in the nurse's office or something.
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office.
When a hero backs up your point.
What Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time.
Okay.
The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Oh, the chicken.
Yeah, I was trying to remember, wait, how did the chickens play into the case again?
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens.
Burger.
But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
Hina, that's not the issue.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
No, the coat was on
I
backwards.
think so.
The coat was covering it. Like they're face up, but the coat
No.
is.
The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder...
Which
happened-
destroys our alibi.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
No, she ran ahead.
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Shit.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
Not that I actually did that, but...
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
Fuck.
And it's back to me again.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
No!
No.
Oh,
See? Pretty good idea, right?
no, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't
Fine,
just
super
stand
serious.
there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body.
Oh,
before it was-
shit.
According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back.
That's a long knife.
So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before.
Here it comes.
That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Not good.
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
Yeah.
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
Yeah.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed.
Hero,
The
stop.
knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto.
Came from my room.
Now I'm totally convinced he did it. Well,
Yeah, it doesn't really help our case.
Yeah.
I don't want
Disguised
to.
dead body, exploded body analysis, right has been okay.
The knife...
Okay.
knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
if he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
So, remember a certain point I brought up during the investigation? When I first saw the knife?
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
No, that's wrong. Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
If I would have said that.
Mm-hmm.
When you actually have to use the 5th case's Monokuma file as evidence.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. Totally forgot about that.
Bruh!
Hero, please read the evidence.
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her.
Why does half of our surviving party have to be idiots?
The body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the
I figured we'd have to answer that.
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle
No! Hero!
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
At least you have faith in me to do one thing.
Yeah.
I got it! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming
Now let's get that out of the way.
by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
And Kyoko's just staying silent. Well, at least she can't out herself by saying something. Okay.
Then
Really explosion business as well. The glass stab sometime. Struck from the head, object thick as metal pipe. Old piece of evidence.
shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. Yes.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't you because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire...
Do you get the gimmick with this one?
I have to take something and put it somewhere else.
Yep.
Shit.
Now the where you put it should be obvious here.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
Other way around.
The explosion didn't
Correct.
kill her for sure.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah. Basically, you have to take what you think is the cause of death and use it.
Gotcha.
And it wasn't because of the knife,
Okay.
right?
Figure just get out of the way so we wouldn't be using up lots of health.
Oh yeah. According to
And
the
all our,
Monokuma
like,
file,
16 minutes.
That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered.
Yeah, I like how generally, if it is one you have to absorb, it gives you the Monokuma file as your only evidence.
Then shall we continue the debate?
Usually.
Victim's
Some...
fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
Thought it was a little high.
And the hitboxes are pretty generous.
Yeah.
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do
Look at
with
the time frames in the file.
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then,
I love how heroes just accepted. Yeah, I was wrong. Okay, fair enough.
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe.
Bruh!
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with a metal end and call it an accident.
Scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Okay then, hero.
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
Yep.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto.
Yep.
Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon.
Yeah, I was like, I knew we could count on you, Master. Told him Naggy.
It was the knife.
You know that.
Wait a second. This is the only thing that makes sense.
I got it! Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed him. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
An arrow? That's what the Cobra attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
are you sure? That sounds kind of weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not back-talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
Uh-oh.
So have you figured this bit out?
Probably not. Let's see.
Oh, boy.
Duct tape, wood block. Oh god. Right. Time to read those again.
The type.
You remember where we found the duct tape, right? Just making sure on that.
The duct tape's right below the titanium arrows. Sides of your arrows there appears to be 10 in total. Kills arrows absolutely key to one locks in the dojo. Blah blah blah. Along with the arrows, there's also waterfall, duct tape, and locker. Duct tape has a trace of blood, and it assumes that this is related to the case, but nobody can imagine.
Titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal
I
pipe,
taped it
right?
together.
It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
I'm just gonna... I don't even need to wait the other two lines.
Yeah, I was wondering when it would click for you.
I'm just like...
You're right.
I was
Just
thinking
the
that
one arrow
arrows
would've
were
been too weak. That's
too
why
thin,
the killer
but, like-
used another weapon.
thought the titanium would answer that, but I guess...
Another
no.
weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to the death of us all. Remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Well, you found it in your room.
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait, I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
Oh, fun. When the body was found. Okay.
Those words.
That. 7 a.m. Makoto wakes to the morning announcement. 7:30. Makoto and Aoi arrive from the dining hall. 7:30 to 9. Makoto makes the guys in the gym together with the head. No stuff is 9 a.m. Toko's told to find the pickaxe in the garden where to discover the body. Timeline. The other probably grab something.
What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
He would definitely would.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
And now it's starting to click.
Those words you
Let me double check what you need to absorb here in case you need a hint.
You should understand that more than anyone here.
I feel like it's...
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't
Okay,
the
there's
culprit.
proof. That's what we need to
Is
hit.
that what you're saying?
I
You
think.
stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But
Could I really have done that?
Okay. I think I got it.
Those words you just
Okay, in my room.
I'm not, but you should understand.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
No,
Nice. Didn't even need to give you a hint.
It took me a couple go-arounds, but I figured
Yeah.
Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room
Huh? Why not?
because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room,
Then obviously I had no way of getting
And Bianca has a clear alibi, so he's still set.
Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself.
which begs the question of who put it there in the first place,
Am I
because
wrong?
that only leaves Monokuma planting it there.
would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
Something only we'd know. Yeah. Remember, she stole a file and...
Oh, the key. Uh-oh. I feel like this is gonna be a but thou must situation.
There was a lie hidden within Kyoko's statement just now.
A lie?
Isn't that right, Kyoko?
You said it. The burden of proof is on you. So let's
Of
hear
course.
it. Where's this lie then?
Kyoko's account, let's just make sure.
I did.
Check what that is.
Used Monokuma's secret tool, remember?
Mm-hmm. 7 photo alarms. Areas seem to have no monitors or security. Meow cat.
He
I
stretched.
have the key to my room. Because I'd given it to Byakuya.
Yep.
There's no doubt about that, right?
You are correct.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
About that.
Then, when we searched Kyoko's room, how else could the key have gotten there?
Someone other than me must have put it there. That's the only explanation.
Hi.
I didn't have the key to my because I'd given it to be. There's no doubt about that, right?
You are correct.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
No, it's wrong.
About that.
You're so goofy. Oh my god.
No.
And a little puppies here.
Kyoko could have gotten into her room. You said so yourself, didn't you, Kyoko?
Monokuma's secret tool?
Alright.
Just making sure the cat
Yeah.
Kyoko stole
Tailed
it from
him.
the headmaster's room.
buckle cords.
It lets you get into any room in the school, which means she could have used it to get into her own room.
I mean, yeah, but she would have had to go on the camera. Like,
Then I guess that's it.
You're giving up just like that? You admit to killing...
No, I'm simply recognizing that I lost.
What are you talking about?
Like I said, this was a trap, and I wasn't able to escape it. So I lost. That's all this means.
Then, are you saying you really didn't Kyoko, you really aren't the killer?
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
I'm sorry to say, but your time is up!
But that's ridiculous! Since when is there any...
It's because you were late, so the trial started late and time ran out! So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you! But I guess we already know who the blackened is, don't we?
Oh, it doesn't even give us a choice. It just...
You made your choice.
Oh yeah, I guess it was because they're two. So they just streamlined that.
No. You made your choice earlier.
When I decided to pursue the lie.
Now then, I've prepared a Let's give it everything!
Yeah.
So, remember that one Yasuhiro conversation? Yeah. Yeah, when I said put a pin on that...
Yeah.
No! This isn't right!
Makoto, why are you staring off into space? Don't you have a rebuttal?
Yeah, that was the bad ending.
Yeah.
I was legit wanting to see which choice you were going to make, and I'm kind of glad he did that. The fact that Yasuhiro's goddamn prediction is for the bad ending is hilarious to me.
I don't think that'll do anything. So
Yeah, no, run away, we'll just loop you back around. I'll just say that now.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What? It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Lukaro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
That's a new sprite.
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you.
Voting time?
Well,
Yeah. Now there was a certain minigame missing there, wasn't there?
yeah, the actual execution. That's what we're looking for.
What? You closing argument.
Also that. Also that. I'm just like, I'm clicking through. I was like, wait, it's over. What?
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully
What?
wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Sorry.
Welp.
Yes, indeed. Yep. Hey! Shing! Thrills, chills, kick!
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Sorry, there's no room.
Alright. So, yeah.
I mean, the only thing, like the only thought I have is if they actually plan on killing Makoto. Which is, if they do, well then that's that. If they don't, then I think the explanation for why he lives is in what ultimate he is, because he's the ultimate lucky student. But, I don't know. We'll just have to see. After school lesson, Redux.
Right, you could completely skip that bad end. This could be the first time you see this.
With the twink.
Fucking Christ.
Makoto handling it with considerably less composure.
As you'd expect.
Mm-hmm. So much blue. Breathe. Hello.
So remember what you were saying during the last trial's execution?
No, I don't remember what I was saying. But
What, your little theory about alter ego?
Oh, just being in the, like, server? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
This is...
It would seem...
What the heck?
In other words...
Yeah. Now you can see why I was excited for this case.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also see why I said you were going to hate the fact that time probably wouldn't let us do Chapter 6.
Yeah.
Calm down. In other words...
What did you say?
So...
What?
Forgot about this bit. Mm-hmm. He wants attention. There it is. So that was just him going through a dream sequence of sorts.
Mm.
Yeah. Here we go. Well, yeah, we're gonna have to do that next time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that trial was a bit long, so yeah. With all that said, this has been the Triforce of Doom.
And Drake Razorfang.
Peace out.